Whichever logo this filter lands on, I'm gonna give it a nasty redesign. Okay, what's it gonna be? Starbucks. All right, let's do it.
Okay, I know the name's not on the logo, but in my head, I'm gonna call this one Star Yucks. And I think what we have to do is make it look like she's like throwing up, and maybe that it's like catching in the bottom of the circle. So using this emoji as a reference, I think I'm gonna make her mouth really big. Then with like a light pink color, we're gonna add, oh gosh, the throw up in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and color it all in a little bit lighter. Now I'm gonna paint over her face and make it look more like the emoji. I'm thinking maybe we move the crown like it's like falling off her head. Then I think we need to add in some like frazzled hair. Lastly, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna add chunks into this. Here's the final result.
Did I really have to take it this far? Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Whichever logo this filter lands on, I'm gonna give it a gross redesign. Okay, Shell. All right, let's go.
Okay, so my initial thought is to call it Shell Razor and find a really funny font for that. And then I wanna make this shell become like kind of like a really creepy, scary monster. Okay, so that's what I landed on. And then I'm gonna add another shell underneath it to kind of make it look more like it's a clam. Okay, so I brought it into Procreate, and now I'm gonna focus on just making it look like more jagged of a shell, kind of by tracing over it with the black pen that I'm using. Okay, so here is the basic outline, and now is where we get the fun part, where I'm gonna start adding in some things like an eyeball here and there, and then maybe like a tongue coming out that has, I don't know, like blood dripping off of it. Okay, here is the final illustration. Now it's time to start coloring it in. Here is how the final illustration came out. Now I found this really cool font. I'm gonna type out Shell Razor, and here is the final result.
Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Whichever logo this filter lands on, I'm gonna give it a gross redesign. Okay, what's it gonna be? Ooh, KitKat. All right, let's go.
So what I'm thinking for this one is we rename it KitKat, and then we make all of the white parts look like flesh and just kind of draw in little cuts and scars all over it. So the first step is gonna be to turn this A into a U. Now I'm gonna make each of these letters look like different skin tones. Now it's time to go in and just add in a bunch of tiny cuts. And for some of them, I think I'm gonna add in stitching. Thinking I might go in under some of these with like a little bit more red to make them look inflamed, and maybe add some yellow to some of them. So I'm gonna do all that, and here is the final result.
Ugh, it's just hard to look at. Let me know what you think about it in the comments.